Stop explaining yourself. Just do it. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes we fall into the habit of seeking approval before we even take the first step. We want everyone to understand our dreams, our struggles, and our choices. But the truth is, no one can ever fully understand the fire that burns inside you. Not everyone will see the vision that keeps you awake at night, and that's okay. You are not here to convince the world, you are here to live your purpose. The more time you spend explaining yourself, the less energy you have to actually do the work. And life has a simple rule: those who act create change, those who over-explain lose time. There comes a moment when you must choose. Will you keep talking about it? Or will you start building it? Will you keep asking people to believe in you? Or will you show them through undeniable results? This is not arrogance, it is clarity. The world doesn't reward excuses, it rewards action. The only language success understands is effort. And the only person you truly need to convince is yourself. You are not obligated to make everyone comfortable with your journey. You are not here to explain every choice, every step, every dream. You are here to take the step, embrace the challenge, and keep moving forward until the results speak so loudly that no explanation is needed. Your vision is yours. Protect it from unnecessary opinions. Your vision is the most delicate thing you carry inside your heart. It is a dream that only you have been chosen to see. Not everyone will understand it, and not everyone is supposed to. When you share your vision too soon, you invite voices that can plant seeds of doubt in your mind. They might not mean to hurt you, but their limitations can become your prison if you let them. That's why you must protect it like a fragile flame in a storm, shielding it until it grows strong enough to burn on its own. There will be moments when people laugh, question, or try to convince you to walk away from your path. Not because they truly know better, but because they can only speak from their own level of courage. If they have never dared to dream, they cannot understand what it feels like to chase something uncertain. And when you try to explain, you open the door for their fears to enter your mind. Your vision does not need their approval to exist. It needs your commitment to survive. The most dangerous thing you can do is let someone else's doubt disguise itself as wisdom in your heart. They may sound convincing, they may sound experienced, but remember, experience without courage is just a long history of giving up. You must learn to listen to yourself more than you listen to the crowd. Because the crowd only understands what already exists, but visionaries move towards what is yet to be seen. And the unseen needs faith, not endless explanation. Protecting your vision also means saying no more often. No to the constant updates for people who are only curious, not supportive. No to explaining why you are choosing to take a different route. No to wasting your energy convincing people who will not walk with you anyway. Your yes belongs only to the actions that take you closer to your dream. The less you explain, the more you preserve the purity of your purpose. And the more you protect it, the faster it grows. Sometimes you have to be misunderstood for a while in order to be respected forever. People may talk, people may assume, people may even call you arrogant or stubborn. Let them. The same voices that once doubted will eventually fall silent when they see what you built without their permission. Your job is not to silence them with explanations, but to silence them with undeniable results. Results are the only language everyone understands, even your critics. Your vision is the blueprint of your destiny, and only you hold the full picture. If you spend too much time showing it to people who can't see it, you risk losing your own clarity. Instead, guard it, nurture it, work for it in silence. And when the time is right, let your success introduce your vision to the world. In a way, words never could action. Speaks louder than any explanation you can give. Words can be powerful, but without action, they are only noise. You can spend hours trying to convince someone that you will do something great, or you can use those hours to actually do it. The truth is, people believe what they see more than what they hear. No explanation will ever carry the weight of results that are right in front of them. When you act, You give your dreams a physical presence that no speech can replace. There is a certain magic in working quietly without announcing every move. While others are busy talking about what they will do, you are building in silence. And one day, when your work stands complete, it will speak volumes for you. The most inspiring people in history didn't waste their time justifying their plans. They built, they created, they acted. Their legacy was not written in words, but in the impact they left behind. Action also silences doubt, not just the doubt of others, but the doubt inside your own mind. The moment you take a step, you prove to yourself that you are capable. Every small action builds your confidence and weakens your fear. It's not the explanations that give you strength, it's the movement, the progress, the doing. When you keep moving forward, there's less time to question yourself and more time to build yourself. There will always be people who demand you explain why before you act. They want to understand your logic, your reasoning, your plan, but sometimes the plan is still unfolding. Sometimes you are stepping into something new without all the answers, and that is okay. You do not owe the world a perfect presentation of your dreams before you begin. You owe yourself the courage to take the first step without permission. Action is the language of commitment. When you truly want something, you show it through your dedication, your discipline, and your persistence. You don't have to say, "I'm serious about this." Your work will say it for you. And over time, people will stop asking you to explain because your results will leave no room for doubt. Every hour spent doing will always be worth more than every hour spent talking about doing. When you act, you give your dreams roots in reality. You pull them out of the world of imagination and plant them into the soil of effort, and with each action, you water them until they grow strong enough to stand on their own. That is how you build a life that speaks for itself, not through explanations, but through unstoppable, undeniable action. People remember results, not reasons. In the end, people rarely remember the explanations you gave for your choices. They remember the outcomes. The world has a short memory for reasons, but a long memory for results. You could spend years telling people why something didn't work, or you could spend those years making it work until no explanation is necessary. Because results are permanent, but excuses vanish in the air as soon as they are spoken. When you look at the people who inspire you most, do you remember the details of every obstacle they faced? Probably not. You remember what they achieved. You remember the way they turned nothing into something, the way they transformed struggle into strength. Their reasons for failure, if they had any, were buried under the weight of their achievements. This is the same way you must live, building a life where your results speak so loudly that no one cares about the reasons you had along the way. It is easy to talk about why something is difficult. It is easy to explain why you haven't started yet, why the timing isn't right, why the resources aren't enough, but all those explanations do not change the reality. The reality changes only when you take action that leads to results. And once the results arrive, they will erase the need for every explanation you once thought was necessary. Because success has a way of making the past irrelevant. This is why you must shift your energy from defending your decisions to proving them. Every time you feel the urge to explain yourself, ask instead, what can I do right now to create evidence for my belief? Evidence is powerful. It turns skeptics into believers without a single word. It turns doubters into silent observers. It builds trust not through speeches, but through consistency and delivery. The people who criticize you now may not even remember their criticism once your results are visible. The same people who questioned you will eventually repeat your story as if they always believed in you. That is the strange beauty of results. They rewrite history in your favor. But this only happens if you focus less on telling your story and more on building it. Results are the proof that no one can argue against. So stop giving people a list of reasons why you are on this path. Instead, give them something to remember. Build something so impactful, so real, so undeniable that even your silence speaks. People will forget the conversations where you explained yourself but they will never forget the moment they saw what you had built with your own hands. Self-approval is more powerful than external validation. The most exhausting way to live is to constantly seek approval from others. It is a never-ending chase because no matter how much you do, someone will always think it's not enough, not right, not perfect. The moment you understand that your worth is not determined by applause, you will feel the weight lift off your shoulders. The loudest approval you will ever need is the one that comes from within. When you approve of yourself, you stop being desperate for validation. You stop tailoring your dreams to fit into someone else's idea of success. You stop shrinking your vision so that it doesn't make others uncomfortable. You begin to live in alignment with your values, your passion, and your truth. That kind of living cannot be shaken by rejection because your foundation is built on self-belief, not public opinion. External validation is like a drug. It feels good for a moment, but the effect fades quickly, leaving you wanting more. If your actions are driven by the need for approval, you will always be chasing temporary highs instead of building lasting fulfillment. But when you choose self-approval, your work becomes steady, your direction becomes clear, and your confidence becomes unshakable because it's not tied to the unpredictable opinions of others. Self-approval doesn't mean arrogance, it means knowing your worth before the world does. It means being willing to stand alone in your belief until others catch up. It means trusting your process even when no one else understands it. And most importantly, it means not explaining every step just to feel accepted. Your dream is not a group project. It's your responsibility, your creation, your journey. When you rely on self-approval, criticism still comes, but it no longer has the power to break you. Praise still comes, but it no longer controls you. You operate from a place of inner security, which is the most powerful place to build from. This security allows you to take risks, try new things, and keep going without needing a constant yes from the world. The day you stop chasing validation and start chasing growth is the day you truly begin to live. You stop asking, do they approve? And start asking, am I proud of myself? That question changes everything. Because the moment your answer is yes, no other opinion can take that away from you. Silence your doubts by outworking them. Doubt is a voice that never fully goes away. It whispers in your mind, asking if you're good enough, strong enough, capable enough. But here's the truth. You don't silence doubt by arguing with it. You silence it by proving it wrong through relentless action. Every hour you spend working is an hour you take away from the voice of fear. Effort is the only language doubt cannot argue with. When you work hard, you create results that become your personal evidence. That evidence becomes a shield against your insecurities. The first time you achieve something you once thought was impossible, you begin to understand that the voice of doubt is just noise, and noise only has power if you stop moving to listen to it. The more you work, the quieter it becomes. Outworking your doubts also means showing up on the days you least feel like it. It means pushing yourself when your mind is trying to negotiate rest before the work is done. It means refusing to wait for motivation and instead building discipline that doesn't depend on feelings. Because feelings are temporary, but discipline builds a permanent foundation for success. Some people try to fight doubt by looking for reassurance from others, but reassurance fades and doubts return. The only lasting reassurance is the one you give yourself when you look at your own efforts and know that you have done everything you can. That confidence doesn't come from explaining your intentions. It comes from showing up consistently until the results speak for you. When you outwork your doubts, you also outwork the doubts of others. The people who once questioned you will find themselves unable to deny your dedication. Even if they never say it out loud, they will see your persistence, your growth, and your results. And over time, they will stop doubting, because you gave them no space to continue. Every time you choose action over explanation, you take one step closer to silencing your doubts forever. Not because they vanish completely, but because they no longer have the power to slow you down. You have trained yourself to respond to fear with work, to respond to uncertainty with effort, and to respond to doubt with undeniable proof. In the end, At some point, you must realize that life rewards execution, not endless explanation. Every moment you spend defending your choices is a moment you could be building the life you dream of. People may doubt you, question you, misunderstand you, but you do not have to spend your life proving them wrong with words. Prove them wrong with what you create, with what you become, with the results that stand tall long after their questions have faded. The world may not understand your journey now, but one day they will not be able to ignore it. When you stop explaining yourself, you reclaim your energy. You take the power away from the voices that seek to slow you down, and you give that power back to the work that truly matters. You stop asking for permission to chase your dreams and start giving yourself permission to succeed. And in that shift, everything changes, your focus sharpens, your confidence grows, and your results begin to speak in a way no explanation ever could. You become living proof of what happens when someone decides to act without waiting to be understood. So stand up for your vision by moving forward with it. Even if the world isn't ready, protect it, work for it, and let the outcome be the answer to every doubt, every criticism, every question. The ones who matter will see your truth in your results, and the ones who don't will no longer matter. Your life is your message, and the loudest way to deliver it is to stop explaining yourself and just do it.